Loving someone that can't love you back. I know there's plenty of people out there that are dealing with the exact same thing as me, and they might even be watching this video. So I'm here to explain a bit of my story. So for me, there was this girl that I knew from maybe a few months back. And for me, I grew an attachment to her very quickly after I started to find out what she was interested in and how much we really had in common. So long story short, she gave me my first hug and my first kiss. And I've never had any of that stuff before. So since she was the first girl that really ever showed me any sort of physical affection and just affection in general, I really loved her, and I still do. Now the problem with this, she was in a long distance relationship that was very serious, and it was with someone that was in a different country. So it was only a few days after I had my first kiss when he finally came back. I got to meet him and everything. He's a cool person, but it just hurts because even though they're in a relationship, I still want her. I still love her. I really wish I could be with her. And I've told her outright that, yeah, of course, I do love her. She said it back to me, but it's more that she can't really love me back in that sense. I can keep loving her all I want, but because of that relationship thing, she can't really love me back in a way. Sure, she can always love me as a friend, and she always will, but it's more that she can't go that way with me, even if I want to. And I think in a way, she's even trying to get a little bit more distant from me, just because she knows I have more of an attachment to her, but she's trying to stop herself from gaining an attachment to me. Of course, I hope it all works out for her, but in a non-biased way, I know for a fact it probably won't. They really don't have much in common at all. And even though opposites do attract, yeah, not in this case. It's the kind of person where I really don't have to act much different. I don't really have to change myself or act like I'm into something that I'm not. I can just be myself, and she's genuinely interested in many things that I take interest in as well. But who she's with, it's very similar to oil and water. They just don't mix. They have two completely different personalities, very different things that they take interest in. But the only thing that's keeping them together is how long they've known each other for. They've known each other for around 10 or so years and have been seriously dating for around 3 to 4 years. I've only known her for maybe 3 to 4 months. And also, just to clear things up, no, I had no idea that she had a boyfriend at the time, so don't blame me for that in the comments. So where I'm at now, I am very good friends with her, and she's very good friends with me. She's very open about that, even with her partner. Her partner knows about me, which if anything, I'm kind of glad about. I'm just happy that I'm not some weird sneaky link sort of situation that has to be kept quiet. He knows about me and everything, so that's fine. It's just more that if he finds out that I kind of have more of an attachment with her and I wanted to go that direction with her, he is going to be very quick to try and cut me off. But meeting him, it was a pretty awkward experience because he is one of those people where they want you to know that this is my girl, you can't touch her. I get it. I understand that. But in a way, I feel like it's really just over the top. And as well, it really is painful to see. In a way, it's very painful to see how close they can be where I'm kind of by myself. Of course, it can just be me overreacting, but in the situation that I'm in and the way I view relationships and things of that sort, I have an unfathomable hate for being a third wheel. Don't get me wrong, if I had a girlfriend and we could just be together, me, her, and both of our partners, I would be absolutely fine with that. But when it's just me, her, and her boyfriend that she can be close with, it's just an awkward situation for me that I hate. So lately, I have been a lot more distant with her. We still talk and everything, but I just choose not to really hang out with her, more just to respect her time and her space. But also because I don't want to be constantly carrying around her and her boyfriend and then just me being by myself with nobody. What I haven't told her, I have gone through and just not blocked her, but I try and mute all of her stories, her posts, and things like that. Just because most of that stuff, it's going to be, oh, look at me with my boyfriend. If anything, in the mindset that I'm in, I really don't need that. I don't need to look at that, and personally, I don't care for it. Sure, I do wish her the best, but that's not what I need to look at. It carries the same energy as being single on Valentine's Day and having to see all these people's posts of, oh, look at my boyfriend, look at my girlfriend, and then you're just sitting there alone. It hurts. It doesn't feel good. So even though she is pretty much my best friend, I have to do that. I do have to set my own boundaries. She set her boundaries, now I'll set mine. And I will be very clear with my boundaries. I'm no longer going to be a personal Uber. I'm no longer just going to be third wheeling the entire damn time. Don't get me wrong, I can still hang out with them and be just fine. But it's just that I want a little bit more distance, especially with it's just a bit awkward. It almost feels like there's a weird underlying tension, more because me and her know what we did together, he doesn't know. And to put it short, it is probably better that he doesn't know, just because he just seems very mentally unstable, and he could just snap at any moment. And the last thing I need is to be a target of a literal psychopath. That is just something I do not want. So sure, I still want to maintain friendship, and that is what we're doing, but we just have to be more distant. And it kind of hurts, because it's like, I really do wish I could be closer with her. And she straight up admitted to me, if she wasn't with him, she would most definitely be with me. I'm pretty much next in line. But here's the problem. I can't sit here and wait for her. I can't sit here and wait for her to eventually realize that it's not going to work out between you and him. And I'm not going to be the one to bail you out of this situation. You're going to have to figure that out on your own. So it's not if, it's when they fall through. When that happens, if I'm single, I'm single. If I'm taken, I'm taken. And we can still maintain friendship, sure. But whether I want to be in a relationship with you, that is undecided. I don't really know how I feel about that, because think of how we got together in the first place. Sure, I had an interest in her, but she hid the fact that she had a boyfriend. And I don't really know how to feel about it, because I would not have pursued this if I already knew the situation. Sure, I wouldn't mind being friends, but I wouldn't have tried to pursue anything if I knew the situation at hand. Because I didn't know, I got attached way too quickly, thinking that she was single, and it only ended up in just this weird situation that I'm in right now. So even though many of you would say, oh, just cut her off, just get rid of her and move on, I won't be doing that just because of how close we are as friends. And we can maintain friendship, it's just more that I kind of need to get over this myself. And this is why I've been trying to also pursue finding someone so I can feel less bad about it. But then it turns into the weird situation of, I'd like to find someone to actually have someone instead of finding someone just so I don't feel bad. But only time will tell what really happens. So that's going to be it for this video, and until next time.